When the Lady Tigers make a free throw tonight, it scores a donation for the kids in Kosciuszko County. For every Lady Tiger free throw this season, Oliver Bergen & Company will donate $2 to the Kosciuszko County Riley Kids Fund through the Kosciuszko Community Foundation. Alan Oliver and Mike Bergen started the fund to help parents in Kosciuszko County who take their children to Riley Hospital for Children with expenses like gas, food, and lodging. Oliver Bergen & Company, Financial Planning, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at oliverbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. So far, the Lady Tigers have made 206 free throws this season. That's $412 to the Riley Kids Fund from Oliver Bergen & Company. Tonight's key matchups are brought to you by Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw, Warsaw's only locally owned and operated Arby's restaurant. From the market price sandwich to the classic beef and cheddar, Arby's has you covered. Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw, a proud supporter of the Warsaw Lady Tigers. Warsaw is 14-5. They're 6-0 in the Noble Lakes Conference. They've won 3 in a row and 6 of their last 7. Since we didn't get the broadcast, there's a lot of history that we missed out on. We'll give more of it as the game goes along. But again, the last time Warsaw won the Noble Lakes Conference Championship was 2013 when they went 6-1. Remember that season? They started the year 18-0, went to a Northwood, the pit, where they were heavy favorites, and ended up losing that game 34-30 because the Lady Tigers just, for one night, could not make a jump shot. So, disappointing ending there. Of course, they went on to win the sectional and the regional and lost in the semi-state to Fort Wayne Southside here in the Tiger Den. Warsaw averages 50 points a game. They're giving up 32.8. Normally I don't give the points, but that matters because Warsaw is now ranked number 13 in the state in scoring defense.
Yeah, Warsaw's defense is exceptional. You and I both talked about that at the beginning of the season, and it has proven to be so true. Even on the nights when their offense is struggling, their defense keeps them in the game, and this is a really gifted defensive unit.
43 points a game, 43% from the field for the Lady Tigers. They've hit 81 three-pointers. They shoot 33% from beyond the arc, 70% at the free throw line. They were very good on Saturday night at Goshen, 17 out of 21. They are a +8 on the rebound margin. They turn it over about 13 times a game. They had 19 turnovers on Saturday against Goshen, which makes you feel bad until you realize that they forced Goshen into 33 and then scored 29 off that.
Yeah, that was one of those high possession games, a lot of transition activity up and down the floor. And when you have a game like that, when you're causing turnovers, you can live with a few more turnovers than normal.
The leading scorer for the Lady Tigers, Abby Sander, who on Saturday gave Warsaw what she always gives them, 15 points, 8 rebounds. Her average per game this season, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 55% from the field. She has hit 5 three-pointers. Her free throw percentage at 74%. She's had a terrific senior season. Caitlin Krebs, 13 points on Saturday. She averages a little over 10 points a game. She is their leader in three-pointers with 46. Now, couple things here. Caitlin Krebs with 3 three-pointers will be tied with Lindsay Baker for number 2 on the all-time made three-pointers list. Abby Sander broke into the top 10 in scoring on Saturday. Her 15 points put her at 894. She passes Lindsay Baker for number 10. Shanda Klein next on the list at 938 for number 9. And you're like, wait, didn't she score over 1,000? She did, but we only count the years that the IHSAA was in charge. And so Judy Warren's totals are affected, and Ms. Klein's totals also are affected. Homestead, 17-1, 7-0 in the Summit Athletic Conference. They've won 13 in a row. Their only loss was at home against Noblesville, but that was all the way back on November the 20th. They lost to Noblesville 69-48. They score 65 points a game. They're number 6 in the state in scoring, 43 points allowed. They shoot 48% from the field. Their opponents 32%. They've hit 136 three-pointers. They shoot 37% from out there, 75% at the free throw line, +8 on the rebounds. Turn it over 13 times a game. Their opponents 14. And it's all about Ayanna Patterson, 6'3" senior, headed to UConn next year, 25 points, 12 rebounds a game. She does it all.
She does it all. She's big, she's athletic, she's fast. She's got the full game. She can shoot the jumper. She can go inside. She's powerful. It's going to be fun to watch her tonight.
So you've heard Lenny Krebs describe his strategy. We're going to try to make the other 4 girls, we're going to try to stop them and go one-on-one with Patterson against Sander. Your thoughts?
It's an interesting thought concept. I mean, you've got a lot of options. Do you play a box and one and try to double team her all the time, but let the other girls roam free? This is 5 very talented basketball players on the court for Homestead. If you run that box and one, those other 4 girls, they're going to score their points, and maybe quite a few of them. It's kind of an interesting concept, letting her get her 25 points, but trying to hold the other girls down.
Molly Stock averages almost 10 points a game. Allie Stevens, 12 points per game. Maggie Kinsley averages 7 points a game. They can get it from a lot of different places.
They really can, and I watched game film on Homestead. They shoot the ball outside very well. They're athletic. They're very disciplined. They handle the ball well. They pass the ball well. They've got a lot of assists. It's a basketball-minded group, but I like the idea of making sure you got somebody in the face of each and every one of them all the time to try to slow that group down.
Quickly, your keys to the game.
Well, keys to the game is we've got to knock down shots. When you're playing the number 1 team in the state, you've got to play. You can never say a perfect game, but you got to take advantage of your opportunities when you have them, and you got to limit second chance opportunities. I mean, they're going to get some looks, but man, we got to keep them off their offensive boards.
Warsaw and number 1 Homestead. Warsaw, for the first time ever, playing a second number 1 team in the same season. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Let's see how Warsaw does compared to their last time out. Warsaw and Homestead next on News Now Warsaw.
Restoration on Argonne Road in Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
It's the 2022 Warsaw Virtual Job Fair. Are you looking for a job, a career change, or considering a new career? The Virtual Job Fair is the perfect site for you. There's no need to drive around when you can simply log on and view the jobs that are available right now with links to apply. It's the 2022 Warsaw Virtual Job Fair. Online now at newsnowwarsaw.com. Be sure to log in daily to view the most current job listings available. Brought to you by Grody Automotive in Warsaw and 1480 News Now.
Give us 15 minutes, we'll give you the world. This is News Now Warsaw.
This is the 7th meeting between Warsaw and Homestead in girls basketball. The Lady Tigers won 2 early meetings in the series. Homestead has dominated of late. We go back to 2018, Emma Bonacamper hitting a late shot as Warsaw was down double digits in that game. Rallied. Emma Bonacamper in overtime looked like she had given Warsaw the game winner. However, Homestead got a second chance 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat the Lady Tigers that night. That's as close as Warsaw has been in recent years. The 2 coaches, Rod Parker, 21 years as head coach in Boyd Township, a record of 373 and 127, and his good friend Lenny Krebs, 5 years in Warsaw, 78 and 37, 19 years overall. He is 208 and 211. Let's go courtside. Ron Henry is sitting by with the microphone to get things started for us here on this Tuesday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand for the playing of our national anthem. The colors tonight will be presented by the WCHS Junior ROTC. The first rifle, Cadet Captain Aaron Hoffman. the American flag, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Preston Kohler. Indiana flag, Cadet Second Lieutenant Sheila Lewis, and the second rifle, Cadet First Lieutenant Michael Schilling.
Not had the junior ROTC kids helping out with our pregame festivities. The flag now making its way back toward the southeast corner. Love that. Love how they have added to the pomp and circumstance. Tiger now. And now
here
it's
are
time for the lineups.
Starting lineups. First of all, for the Homestead Lady Spartans. Starting at guard, number 4, Emma Royce. At guard, number 20, Molly Stock. At forward, number 22, Allie Stevens. At guard, number 30, Maggie Kinsley. And at forward, number 34, Ayanna Patterson. The Lady Spartans are coached by Rod Parker, assisted by Kara Ankenbrun. And now for the Lady Tigers. Starting at guard, the 5'8" junior, number 5, Zoe Bergen. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 11, Bailey Stevens. At forward, a 5'9" sophomore, number 15, Eva Eagle. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 31, Abby center. And at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 35, Caitlin Craig. The Lady Tigers are coached by Lenny Krebs, assisted by Jack Beer, Jim Spiker, Kevin Bragg, and Hannah Wanamaker.
Your officials tonight, Bob Childers, Ryan Eakins, and Sean Miller. Warsaw Community High School would like to thank the following athletic department sponsors for helping make the live video streaming of home Tiger sporting events on the Tiger Broadcast Network free to all viewers. SIB Financial, Lakeside Chevrolet, and Warsaw Chrysler Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. The Lady Spartans are in yellow uniforms. They have yellow numbers with blue trim. Warsaw in the home white uniforms, black numbers, and orange trim. Up she goes, and the tip controlled by Homestead. They'll be working to the near end in the opening half of play. Right away, they try to throw it inside. Sander got in front of the pass, tipped it away and stole it. And here comes Bailey Stevens, and she gets it to the right side for Krebs. Out to Sander, away from the basket. Stevens fell down with the ball, and from her knees got it to Bergen, and then Bergen had it roll off of her hands and out of bounds. A very nervous offensive possession for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, that's an interesting opening sequence. Great defense by Sander down at the defensive end, but then our offensive end, we mishandled the ball.
Now the pass out top is tipped. Warsaw on a trap, stolen by Stevens. Ahead to Bergen. She's ahead of everybody. She missed it. Sander trailing the play. Grabs the rebound, put it up. She couldn't get it. It's tipped to the corner. Krebs has it. Krebs in the deep right corner. Spins around, can dribble, but doesn't. Throws it up the sideline to Stevens. So both teams with a very nervous start. Stevens off a screen to the right. Drives right side. Gets the basket. Oh, put it way off the top of the backboard. No good. And the rebound's grabbed by Stevens for Homestead. Outside the lane for Kinsley, who spells her name Keinsley. Patterson down on the right block, shoots it out, offensive foul call. Patterson leaned into Bailey Stevens for Warsaw. Out of bounds, the Lady Tigers. Rod Parker's not so sure, and neither am I.
Yeah, that time Sander was in a deny position trying to keep the ball away from Patterson, but they got the ball around Sander. Patterson got the ball, and Bailey Stevens stepped in front of her. Patterson lowered her shoulder, and they called the offensive foul.
Stevens. Krebs left to the key, had the ball knocked away, but picked it back up. Now she's not 100% sure she can dribble, and she couldn't, and she dribbled, and it's a turnover. Turnovers aplenty here for both teams. Early in this game, we're still scoreless. A minute 17 in. Homestead won the JV game 37-28. Out of bounds to the Spartans. They dribble across the line. Warsaw again pressing in the half court. Stock. Now to Royst. Now to Allie Stevens. Inside Patterson. Shoots it, misses it. A whistle. And a late whistle and a foul called. This will be on Bailey Stevens. Stevens tried the same thing on the other side of the court, and this time it's a foul on her.
Yeah, and that was a really late whistle. That time it almost looked like Bailey was trying to back away and avoid the contact, but there was contact, and Bailey went down. They called Bailey for the foul.
Patterson's free throw is in. She averages 25 a game with 12 rebounds. She is a 74% free throw shooter. She has a sleeve that goes from her left wrist all the way halfway up her arm as she makes both free throws. 2-0 in favor of the Lady Spartans. Right corner for Bergen. Bergen, out top pass deflected to Egoff. Now to Stevens. Bailey out to Egoff. Right corner to Bergen. Bergen got tied up, got it out of there to Krebs. Krebs lobs into traffic. It's tipped and taken away. Stolen by Homestead. In transition, Stevens out top, open. Shooting for three, no good. Sander the rebound for Warsaw. 2 minutes into the opening quarter, it's 2-0 Homestead. Right side to Krebs. Out top to Sander, now to Stevens, left to key beyond the arc, to the left wing to Bergen. Out top to Krebs. Picks up her dribble, needs help, finds Sander. Around to the right side, Stevens, down to Bergen outside the block. She beats her girl in the lane, shot it, missed it. Back tapped it out, but it's grabbed by Royst for Homestead. In transition, Molly Stock. Down inside Patterson, got behind everybody and put it up and missed it. But a foul is called on Abby Sander. Her first team second and free throws coming up once again for the Spartans.
And you can tell that Homestead is used to throwing the ball over the defender to Patterson. Patterson is so big and athletic, they can throw the ball way up there, and she goes up and gets it. And they've done that 3 times now.
Patterson back to the free throw line shooting. First one's up. It is good. She shoots a line drive free throw.
She really does. She shoots it from over the top of her head and even back a little bit.
Patterson, again, will play for Gino REM next year. And that one comes up short. Sanders got the rebound for the Lady Tigers. 3-0 Homestead. In transition, Krebs for 3, way short. Patterson the rebound for Homestead. Oh, and then Egoff goes flying in transition into the corner, wide open. 3-pointer, good. Kinsley with her 10th 3-pointer of the season. It's 6-0 Homestead. Stevens into the front court. Already, Rod Parker has ditched the jacket. Tie still on, jacket nowhere to be found. Bailey Stevens out to Egoff near the center circle. 3 minutes gone, Warsaw still looking for their first points. Bailey Stevens leans over the right-hand dribble, takes it down to the right block, a whistle and a foul called. This will be a non-shooting foul. Out of bounds, Molly Stock gets the foul for Homestead, her first team second. Bailey Stevens to throw it in at the far end.
Good job by Bailey that time, seeing that the half court, or that side of the court had emptied out and she could go to the hoop.
Stevens to throw it in baseline right, lobs it out top to Bergen. Bergen takes a look, dumps it down to the block. Stevens lost the ball, picked it back up. Yanks it free, takes it in, and scores. Well, that's not exactly the way Lenny Krebs drew it up, but it works. It's 6-2 Homestead.
Yeah, they got the ball down to Bailey, but she dropped it and rolled between her legs, and she was still able to pick it up and score.
Swinging around to the near side, an NBA 3 for Allie Stevens, and she rattles that in. 48 3-pointers now for Stevens. It's 9-2. Krebs out top to Sainer. Bailey Stevens left to the key, now to Bergen on the left wing. Bounces out to Krebs. She's open and shooting and hit it. A 3-pointer for Caseland. Her 47th 3-pointer of the year. Warsaw's back to within 4 as we approach 4 minutes left to play in our first quarter. Royce down to Patterson. Kicks it back out to Kinsley. Now back out to Royce. Kinsley on the drive. Got around Egoff. Blocked out of bounds. Abby Sander with her 20th block of the season. It's out of bounds to Homestead.
Yeah, great job by Sander. Recognition that time. She dropped off Patterson, saw Kinsley go into the hoop, and she was able to help out and block the shot.
On the inbounds, Molly Stock to throw it in. Throws it in. 3-pointer on the way is no good this time by Allie Stevens. Rebound to Royce. Stevens, top of the circle. Bounces it out for Stock. A kick out to Royce. Now back to the near side for Stock. She'll lob it to the elbow over to Patterson. She'll turn and shoot from there and hit. Just as smooth and easy as you could ever want. 11-5, Homestead by 6. Krebs out top Egoff, now to Stevens, right side to Bergen. Bergen holding, now dribbles once and throws it out to Krebs. Krebs left side Stevens. Stevens takes a look, finds Egoff between the circles. Right side to Sander. Patterson comes out to the arc to player. Bergen out top, 3-pointer, no good, and she'll get her own rebound. Now to Krebs, they dare her to shoot, she does. Oh, she shot an air ball, and it'll go out of bounds to Homestead.
Yeah, Krebs was well beyond the 3-point line that time, and that shot came up way short. But this game is really fast-paced right now. A lot of possessions going on. Game's being played in transition for the most part.
We're almost 5 minutes into it. Nobody has subbed as of yet either. Stock, right side for Stevens. Lobs inside, Sander tipped that away, and it's taken away by Bergen. In transition, Stevens up the middle of the court. Looking right, looking left, picks up her dribble, throws it to Sander, left side to Bergen. Bergen on the baseline, threw it inside for Egoff, threw it wide, and it's still in bounds, and Stock came back in and grabbed it. In transition, Royce up the baseline, trapped, throws it back out to Stock, lobs it inside, tipped, and finally grabbed by Patterson. Royce to the corner, back to Stock. Off a screen, shoots for 3, no good. Krebs the rebound for Warsaw. 2.5 minutes left to play first quarter. Homestead leads Warsaw 11-5. Krebs right baseline, up the baseline, under the basket, all the way out the other side, and Bergen saved it in, but saved it into Kinsley. Up ahead to Stock. In transition, has no numbers. Now throws it back out to Royce, now to Stock, down to Patterson. Patterson squares up and shoots a 12-footer, and that one's good. You got to live with that one.
You really do. That's a great turnaround jumper from about 13 feet.
You just got to hope she misses those. Stevens drives left, kicks it out to Krebs. Krebs with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Warsaw down by 8 to the number 1 team in 4A. Stevens hands back to Bergen. Bergen left side to Sander. Sander holding, looking, not much happening. Now she throws it inside to Egoff, and she's fouled from behind by Allie Stevens for Homestead. Her first, team's third. 3 girls tie their shoes, and it's out of bounds to the Lady Tigers. Brooke Winchester comes into the game, and Bergen will check out at 1:37 of the opening quarter.
Warsaw looks tired right now.
Yes.
The girls look like they're starting to drag.
Well, the pace has been so, and that's Warsaw's first sub.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a lot later than they normally do first sub. Stevens looking in the corner, Sander. Sander makes a move, gets it to Egoff. She drives left on Patterson, and Patterson blocks it off the bottom of the backboard and out of bounds. That's a great move against anybody but her.
Good for Ava for challenging her. I compliment her for that. I like the idea. Just go right at her and see what you can do.
Evie Bottoms, a 5'6" junior, checks into the game. Molly Stock heads to the bench for Rod Parker. And Bailey Stevens throws it in for Warsaw, baseline left again at the far end. And they'll lob it out to Winchester. Winchester trying to dribble around Kinsley but can't. Picks up her dribble. Now had the ball knocked out of her hands. Picks it back up and had it knocked away and stolen. Stevens the steal. Threw it ahead in the corner to Royce, and it goes out of bounds off of her hands.
Krebs and Stevens that time just kind of hounding Homestead just enough to force a bad pass that time.
Is it just me, or does it look like they're playing with like a dodgeball? Because nobody can get a grip on this thing.
I think you're right. I mean, you're right. Everybody's mishandling the ball tonight.
Stevens down to the right block, drives in, flipped it up, a wild shot that wouldn't go. Rebound to Stevens for Homestead. Up ahead to Royce. Royce runs inside, flipped it across to Kinsley, who's wide open for 2. And a timeout will be taken here by the Lady Tigers. It is a 30. 58 seconds left to play, first quarter. Homestead 15, Warsaw 5. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Oh, it's a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
News Now Warsaw, WRSW 1480 AM and W259 BJ 99.7 FM, Warsaw, Indiana.
15-5 Homestead with just under a minute to play in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and what we have so far is we're seeing Patterson at her best. She's knocking down her shots. She's playing really well, but her teammates are knocking down outside shots as well.
Homestead tried to sub after the buzzer sounded. You can't do that. So Patterson, who was going to come out, now has to come back in. She does have one foul. She could get a second here before the end of the quarter. Let's see what happens. Stevens spins right, hands off to Krebs. Krebs looks inside, not open. She'll shoot from the foul line and hit. Kaysen with a couple field goals in the first quarter. 15-7 now in favor of Homestead. Bad pass, knocked away. Egoff stole it. Bad pass, Evie Bottoms. And right there was Egoff to cause trouble. Half a minute to go. Warsaw with a chance for 2 for 1 here. Down by 8, 15-7. And 25 seconds left to play before the end of the quarter. Bottoms not close enough to Bailey Stevens to get a count started. Now a count starts. Stevens in the center circle, 14 seconds. Right side Winchester. Winchester goes back out to Egoff. Stevens left side, 8 seconds. Down to deep center, shoots it over Patterson. Patterson blocked it. 3 seconds to go. We'll have a whistle and a held ball, and the arrow belongs to Warsaw with 1.5 left.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Tigers essentially just lost a possession there unless they can convert here.
Well, they may lose 2 because they didn't do anything with that one, and they're not going to get one at the start of the quarter either.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a tough break for the Tigers.
Stevens to throw it in, baseline left. Looking, lobs in the lane, Sander catches and scores at the buzzer. They took Patterson out of the game after all, and that let Sander get free for her first 2. And after one, Homestead leads Warsaw 15-7 tonight. We'll start quarter number 2 after the 60-second timeout on News Now Warsaw.
Far too long. America has been turned inside out. Red versus blue, left versus right. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So what can we all agree on? Saving money, buying smart, looking out for our future. R&B Car Company is proud to be an American company where we buy smart. So you do save money. Look to the future. Find your next vehicle at rbcarcompany.com.
Welcome to another exciting year of Tiger basketball. At Rock Hill Pinnock, we enjoy listening to a hard-fought game with excitement and uncertainty at the end. However, uncertainty is exactly the opposite of what you want from a law firm. You want attorneys who know the law, who know how to solve your problem, and can give you the certainty of sound legal advice. That's what we pride ourselves on here at Rock Hill Pinnock. I'm Jay Rigdon, and I'm inviting you to call us at 267-6116 for an appointment to discuss your legal needs. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Find out what's happening in your community on In the Know, Saturday mornings at 7 on News Now Warsaw.
After one here in the Tiger Den, Homestead leads Warsaw 15-9.
Yeah, in that first quarter, Homestead was 5 of 11 from the field, Warsaw 4 of 12. Warsaw with 5 turnovers, Homestead with 6 turnovers.
And the Spartans had the ball in Warsaw in a 1-3-1 half-court trap, and they throw it away again. Oh, but then Sander gave it back. She was on the seat of her pants, threw it to a teammate. It ends up with Stevens, who hits a three-pointer. Holy mackerel. Warsaw got their stop, had the ball, but Sander had to get rid of it, and so she did the best she could, and unfortunately it did not work out at all for Warsaw. As Stevens hits another three-pointer, she's got 6, and it's 18-9. Inside, Sander catches in traffic, put it up, and got fouled. Royce came from the help side and whacked down on Abby's arm. Let's see if they call this a shooting foul. I think that they're going to. Yes, they will. Emma Royce, spelled R-E-U-S-T, will shoot 2, or will get the foul, and Sander will shoot 2 for the Lady Tigers. Abby, 74% for the free throw line this season. First one's up and in. Sander, again, number 10 all-time in Warsaw scoring at 897 points now with her 3 points tonight. As her eyes set on Shanda Klein at 9:38, that's very doable. Second one is up, and that one's good. After that, you jump up to Kelsey Freds. That's a little bit of a jump. Let's see how things go. Never know. Patterson back in, down here in the right corner, all the way across, then right back inside. New kid in there, that's Sid Freem. Up and under, no good. Sander, the flat-footed rebound for the Tigers. Long cross-court pass Winchester. A catch-and-shoot 3 is no good. Stevens comes flying in for the rebound, and she's fouled on the way back up. Bailey Stevens took about a 20-foot flyer on that one.
Yes, she did, and that time the Tigers got their three-point shot off in transition. Homestead hadn't picked up anybody in their man-to-man defense. Bailey Stevens was left alone, and she came right down the middle of the lane, got that offensive board, went up and got fouled.
Stevens' free throw is good. Bailey with 3, a 78% free throw shooter. Saturday at Goshen, she was 6 out of 8. With just 1 field goal, so she had 8 points. Winchester is out, Bergen back in. Stevens puts the second one through. Bailey's got 4. Warsaw's within 5 at 18-13. Deep in the backcourt, Freem. Across the line comes Stock. And look how that pass was kicked by Caitlin Krebs. And it was not empty bleachers she kicked it into. Everybody seems to be okay.
Yeah, if you're going to sit in the lower section, you better be ready.
Especially if Zoe and Caitlin are out there. Ball near midcourt. Stock. Oh, they're going to call over and back. Did Warsaw not touch that?
Well, that's what Coach Parker's screaming right now. He's saying that ball was tipped.
I think that's how it ended up near the midcourt line. But again, because of the way the rule is interpreted, if Homestead touched it and then it went over the line, then it is over and back. So Warsaw with the ball down by 5. Bergen left wing. Toward the corner to Egoff. Inside, wide pass, help side coming, and Royce picked it off and stole it. That pass has to be perfect. And if you see that girl standing back there looking, you might as well not even throw it. Bottoms to the foul line, Patterson. Squares up, she'll shoot from there and miss this one. And Stevens has the rebound for Warsaw. Long pass down court, right side to Bergen. Bergen back out to Egoff. Stevens in the middle. Now she'll drive it down the right side of the lane, put it up over Patterson, no good. Sander comes flying in for the rebound, put it back up, blocked by Patterson. And then Patterson yanks it out of there flat-footed. Bounces up ahead to Royce. She'll cut to the middle, then back to the right for Molly Stock. Down to Patterson on the block against Santa. Leans into her, underneath the basket, kicks it out in the corner. Open jumper for three is good by Evie Bottoms.
That's
Bottoms
really good offense that time.
Bottoms with her 8th three-pointer, and it's 21-13. Stevens, left side to Bergen. Bergen dribbles it out towards the top. Now to Krebs near the center circle. 5.5 minutes left to play first half. Warsaw is down 21-13 to the number 1 team in 4A. Sainer out top, left side Krebs. Makes a jab step, now tries the baseline against Royce, and Royce bumps her. That'll be her second. It'll be the team's 6th, so it'll be out of bounds to Warsaw on the baseline one more time.
Yeah, and you made the comment that they are down 21-13, but Warsaw's played pretty well. I mean, I like their aggressiveness. They've played pretty well on defense. They've forced a lot of turnovers. Homestead's knocking down their shots. I'm pleased with the way the Lady Tigers are playing so far.
On the inbounds, Bergen left corner. Up the wing for Stevens. They lob inside to Sainer. Half hook in the air, rolls in. 6 now for Abby, and it's 21-15. Warsaw back within 6 as we get ready to pass the 5-minute mark. Pass inside. Sander got a hand on that and tipped it out of bounds. It remains Homestead ball. Well, the thing we came into this game is we go back to the Crown Point game, and yes, there was injuries and stuff going on, but we wanted to see how they'd improved and how much more competitive they were being, and they're competing. Three-pointer right side, good. Stevens for Homestead, her 3rd of the game, her 50th of the season, and it's back to a 9-point Homestead lead, 24-15. Egoff to Stevens, left side to Bergen. Zoe to the baseline. Oh, she hits Sander in the heel with it. It's loose. Bergen comes out of there with it. Back to Krebs, wide open 3 left side. Good. Caseland with her second 3. She's got 8. And Warsaw's within 6 again, 24-18. Lady Tigers in a half-court trap. Patterson got roughed up, but a foul called on Ava Egoff. Her first, team's 3rd, out of bounds to Homestead.
Yeah, I like this half-court 1-3-1 the Tigers are throwing at them right now, just giving them a little different look, see if they can't force some turnovers and get an extra possession or 2 out of them.
On the inbounds, Kinsley. Kinsley right in front of the Warsaw players on the bench. To Stock, back to Kinsley. Back out to Stock near the timeline. Raina Bergen, blocking foul called on Zoe. That'll be her first and the team's 4th. With 4:29 left to play in the half, and Homestead leading Warsaw at 24-18.
Yeah, and that was a good call that time. Zoe was sliding up there at the top of that 1-3-1.
Kinsley looks at Patterson. Instead, throws it to the top of the circle. Right side for Allie Stevens. Kinsley drives in, got around 1, got around 2, and put it off the glass and in. Maggie's got 7. It's an 8-point Homestead lead again. Now down in deep, Stevens in traffic, lost the ball, taken away. Stolen by the Spartans. Stock up the sidelines, cut off by Bergen. Still in the backcourt, lobs across the line to Allie Stevens. Patterson squares up from 12, head fake and a drive to the basket for 2. Her first points of the second quarter give her 9 and make it a 10-point Homestead lead, 28-18 as we pass the midpoint of quarter number 2. Egoff, right side to Bergen. And Bergen got fouled. Kinsley with her first. Free throws coming up here for the Lady Tigers.
Down here at the offensive end for Homestead, a great head fake by Patterson that time from 13 feet out, and then went around Sander and went up really strong with the shot.
Zoe on the season at the line, 74%. 2 out of 2 in the win over Goshen on Saturday. Averages 3 points a game. Shoots the first one up and in. The difference between Warsaw free throw shooting last year and this year is pretty stark. Last year was mid-60s most of the season, and they had to really shoot well in the middle part of the season to get it up there. And that one rolls around and through for Zoe. And we'll have a timeout taken, a full timeout here by Warsaw. 3:47 left to play first half. Homestead 28, Warsaw 20. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do? Oh what you gonna do? Cause the boys in blue car stalls won't start. Oh what you gonna do? Oh what you gonna do? Cause the boys in blue wrecking any state and need the best race. Take the next step, call records and depth. Go with the guys who got the best tools. If you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you. Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do? Call records and depth to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call records and depth.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
This is Warsaw's Tiger Station. News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
A lot of you asking questions of me and others about Saturday and what does the day look like on Saturday. Be listening at halftime. I will lay the whole thing out for you, and it is complicated. I can't do it in 20 seconds. So be listening at halftime, and we'll lay out the schedule for you for Saturday's girls, boys, modified doubleheader. Stock tied up, whistle, held ball. Bergen got in there and tied up Molly. Out of bounds to Warsaw with 3:34 left to play in the half, and Warsaw down to Homestead 28-20.
Yeah, indecision by Stock that time. She couldn't figure out what to do with the ball. She ended up holding it too long. The Tigers double-teamed her and tied her up.
Stevens off a screen to the right, drives in the lane, kicked a pass to the corner. It was tipped, but it got to Krebs. Egoff out top center, right side Bergen to the right corner to Stevens. Stevens clearing people out, throws it out to Krebs, left side to Bergen. And she'll throw it out to Santa. Right side to Egoff. Egoff looking for cutters, nobody open. Egoff still holding, now dribbles it to the foul line, down the lane, all the way in, foul call. From 25 feet out, maybe a little farther, Ava just put her head down and drove to the basket and got 2 free throws out of it.
Yeah, how about that with her left hand too? Ava showing a lot of determination, and I love that this year that she's really picked up her aggressiveness offensively.
Well, and that's all possible because Patterson followed Sander almost all the way to the three-point arc.
Yeah, absolutely. When your post player can pull the other post player out, it opens up so much inside.
Egoff with her first point of the game. She had 10 points in the win at Goshen on Saturday night. 4 out of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 at the line. She's a 67% free throw shooter. Shooting again. And that one won't go, and Patterson's got the rebound. Outlets to the middle of the court to Claire Landrigan, who's into the game. She picked up that last foul also. Landrigan trapped, almost lost the ball. Now to Kinsley, down inside Patterson. Went hard off her hands. Patterson reels it back in. Around Sander to the baseline, put it up and in. Abby just needed to take one more step to the sideline, and she would have had her completely cut off. 30-21 Homestead, 2.5 minutes left to play first half. Out top Krebs, who's got 2 3-pointers. Stevens, right side to Sander. Sander back to the top for Bergen. Left side to Egoff. Egoff against Allie Stevens for Homestead. Krebs top of the circle. And she'll hand it back to Bailey Stevens. 2:15 to play here in the second quarter. Homestead leads Warsaw 30-21. Left side Krebs off a screen, open for a 3, no good. Patterson the rebound at the foul line. Stevens knocked away, but Patterson picked it back up. Ahead to midcourt to Molly Stock. Now to Stevens for Homestead for 3, that's no good. Patterson with the rebound, back up, and she missed it. Got her own rebound again, back up and in. She averages 25, she has 13. 32-21 Homestead with our largest lead, it's 11. Stevens thought about the backdoor cut. Bergen wasn't quite open enough. She made the right choice to keep it. She'll dribble the left wing. 5 counts on. Now it breaks. Krebs all the way to the right side for Bergen. Down inside Sander. Sander double teamed on the baseline. Threw up a wild shot. No good. Patterson then lost the ball trying to dribble out of there. It's loose and it's picked up by Stevens for Homestead. Up ahead to Patterson. Quickly down court to Stock. Her pass inside is tipped and stolen away. They had a wide open layup and Bergen stole the ball.
Yeah, great defense by Zoe Bergen that time during this time of chaos.
Krebs out to Sander, now to Bailey Stevens. And then Egoff goes flying, and a foul is going to be called against Allie Stevens for Homestead. Her second, 1-1 here for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, great battle going on underneath. Egoff trying to post up down low, and Stevens didn't want any part of that.
1:02 left to play. Brooke Winchester played for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, it's been the same 5 girls out there this entire first half. Stevens with 2 fouls now will come to the bench, and Evie Bottoms is back in. Egoff at the line looking for her second point. Deep knee bend, shoots it from her right cheek, and puts it right through. Just robbed the improvement from Ava from that first game at Manchester to now just is very impressive.
Oh, it's fantastic. You can tell that she's been working hard, and I love it.
Second one up. That one's short. Rebound grab by Patterson for Homestead. They lead by 10 with under a minute to play first half. Stock on the weave, hands off for Bottoms. Bottoms being pressured by Bergen. Flipped it inside, tipped by Sander, taken away, and then Zoe just threw the ball wildly, and there's going to be a foul against the Lady Tigers.
You described that very well. Zoe made a great steal, but then without thinking just kind of fired it in the direction of Ava, and Ava was running down court, never saw the ball, and Homestead ended up with it.
Well, it hit her in the shoulder and just kind of laid there, and that allowed Kinsley to pick it up and get fouled on her way to the basket. She made the first free throw. That gives her 8. Egoff with the foul, her second. Kinsley shoots again for her 9th point, and she got it. 34-22. Lady Spartans, 40 seconds left to play first half. Right side, Bergen. Bergen out top for Krebs. Across the top to Stevens. She'll back it out in the center circle. Bailey being pressured by Molly Stock. Trying to shake free of her, did with 28 seconds. Bailey now right sideline to Krebs. Back out to Stevens, a foot from the center line. Faces up against Stock, 18 seconds. Homestead at 19 fouls. Stevens starts up the far sidelines, 10 seconds. Drives right side, runs in the lane, off balance shot, wouldn't go. Patterson the rebound, 6 seconds, 5. Warsaw has a foul to give. Patterson jumps a pass down court, and an offensive foul call. Patterson jumped the pass, and when she did, she ran into Bergen, and Ayana's got her second foul.
Yeah, nice job by Zoe recognizing Patterson was likely going to try to go coast to coast, so she kind of had her eye on Patterson and made sure that she wasn't going to do that.
And where they're putting the ball in bounds is on the sideline. So Warsaw is going to throw it in from the side. That's going to save them about 15 feet because they only have 1.6 left. Egoff will throw it in. 2 players for Warsaw on this end, 2 on the other end. Egoff gets the ball, throws in the backcourt to Abby Peterson, who will throw it from midcourt, and it comes up short. Warsaw trails Homestead at halftime, 34-22. First half scoring comes your way after this 90-second break on News Now Warsaw.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
We've seen enough far too long. America has been turned inside out. Red versus blue, left versus right. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So what can we all agree on? Saving money, buying smart, looking out for our future. R&B Car Company is proud to be an American company where we buy smart. So you do save money. Look to the future. Find your next vehicle at rvcarcompany.com.
Listen to the Tigers anywhere in the world at newsnowwarsaw.com and the News Now Warsaw app.
Halftime at the Tiger Den here on the next to last home game of the season for the Lady Tigers. Homestead, the number 1 team in 4A, has a 34-22 lead over Warsaw at the intermission. Evie Bottoms, a three-pointer for 3. Maggie Kinsley has 9. Allie Stevens, 3 three-pointers, 9 points. And Ayana Patterson, the 6'3 senior headed to UConn, has 13 first-half points. For Warsaw, Zoe Bergen, 2. Bailey Stevens, 4. Ava Egoff, 2. Abby Sainer, 6. And Kason Krebs, a couple of threes and a field goal. She has 8. Warsaw was down 15-9 after 1. Homestead outscored Warsaw 19-13 in the second to build their lead up to 12, where it is right now 34-22. We were never tied, and we've had no lead changes. Homestead won the JV game also 37-28. Warsaw held to just 10 points after halftime in a game that was nip and tuck through the first 14 minutes. Again here at halftime of the varsity game, Homestead 34, Warsaw 22. Rob's got the first half stats. Those are brought to you by Oliver Bergen & Company, and they are next on News Now Warsaw.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. In basketball, as in life, preparation is key. That's why those of us at Rock Hill Pinnock work so hard. We put in the long hours necessary to help you win your case. We develop our skills through legal education, mediation training, and using the latest technology to fight for you. Our attorneys use their decades of experience to make sure that we're prepared to give you the best outcome possible. If you'd like to talk to us about your legal needs, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, car stalls won't start, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, wrecking any state, and need the best rate, take the next step, call Records and Net, go with the guys who got the best tools, if you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you, bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, call Records and Net to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call Records and Net.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111, online at lcrestore.com, or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
You're listening to the Warsaw Tiger Radio Network, 99.7 FM, 1480 AM, newsnowwarsaw.com, and the News Now Warsaw app.
Halftime here at the Tiger Den. Warsaw trails Homestead 34-22 at the intermission. It's time for the halftime stats. They're brought to you by Oliver Bergen & Company. Let them be the head coach of your financial planning team. Oliver Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at oliverbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, here we go. In that first half, Homestead was 12 of 21 from the field. That's about 57%. They were 5 of 9 from three-point range and 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. The Lady Tigers in the first half were 6 of 20 from the field. That's about 30%. They were 2 of 7 from three-point range and 8 of 10 from the free throw line. In that first half, Homestead ended up with 11 turnovers. Warsaw converted those into just 2 points. Warsaw ended up with 8 turnovers, and Homestead converted those into 6 points. In the first half, Homestead out-rebounded the Lady Tigers 18-11. Homestead pulled down 6 offensive rebounds and converted those into 8 points. Warsaw pulled down 5 offensive boards and converted those into just 2 points. Points off the bench, Homestead got 3 points from their bench. Warsaw didn't get any points from their bench.
You said something in the pregame show that made me smile, and yet it is very prophetic. Your keys to the game. Number 1, we got to make some shots. If Warsaw shoots what they normally shoot, they would make 3 more baskets. That's 6 points. That's 34-28, and that's a whole different look than what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And some of that is on the Lady Tigers. some of that is the Homestead defense. Very aggressive, in your face, man-to-man, along with a shot blocker in the middle.
Yes, the Lady Tigers are being aggressive. They're trying to get to the basket, but what they're doing when they get there is not helpful. They are, and it's not just one person. They are collectively just throwing the ball up and hoping, and you can't do that.
No, you definitely can't do that. You know, it kind of looks like they're just hoping to draw fouls, get to the free throw line, but when they're penetrating and going to the hoop, they're not getting good looks at the basket.
All right, so now Warsaw made 2 substitutions in the first half. Brooke Winchester played a little bit. She played I'm looking at the wrong side. Brooke Winchester played officially 1 minute of the first half. Abby Peterson played 1.2 seconds. You're at the end of a long season, right? Can Warsaw keep this up for 32 minutes?
Yeah, I'm concerned about that. If you're going to make a run at this team who's been subbing in and out, and you're really going to spend a lot of energy trying to get back into the game, I don't know if they've got enough in the tank to pull that off, but there's a good chance that we're going to find out here in the second half.
The halftime stats brought to you by Oldifer Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at oldiferbergen.com. What's going on Saturday? I'll explain next on News Now Warsaw.
My team goes to work for you. We are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
We've seen enough far too long. America has been turned inside out. Red versus blue, left versus right. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So what can we all agree on? Saving money, buying smart, looking out for our future. R&B Car Company is proud to be an American company where we buy smart, so you do save money. Look to the future. Find your next vehicle at rbcarcompany.com.
Now back to the Lady Tigers on News Now Warsaw, 99.7.
Well, coming up Saturday, it's a busy day here at the high school. At 5 o'clock, the Warsaw boys JV will be playing here in the Tiger Den against Valparaiso. The varsity boys game will follow that. And then the varsity girls game against Concord will follow that. And we'll have all 3 of those games back to back to back starting at 4:55 on News Now Warsaw. So you're saying, well, what about the girls JV? The girls JV will be playing at 5 o'clock in the Career Center gym against Concord. So it's a busy day. There's a freshman game in there also. So we will talk more about it Saturday morning on Tiger Talk. But I wanted to try to get as much of that information out there as possible about a very, very exciting day. And of course, the nightcap of that is Warsaw trying to wrap up an unbeaten Northern Lakes Conference Championship, their first since 2013. Warsaw in a half-court trap. Royce to left wing. Out top for Molly Stott. Royce up the baseline. Lobs inside to Patterson. She'll take the hoop. Shot off the bottom of the rim. They'll go. Got her own rebound. Put it back up and in. Patterson with 15. And it's 36-22. Lady Tigers down by 14. Egoff out to Stevens. Left side to Bergen. Bergen across to Krebs. Krebs, who hit a couple threes in that first half, has 8 points. Stevens dribbling left. Back to the middle. Now right side Krebs. Lobs inside. Good catch by Sainer, and she put it in. Patterson got that second foul, Rob, right before halftime, and she looked like she let Abby go.
Yeah, and a great pass by Krebs that time, throwing it over the top to Sander.
Ball tipped as Warsaw continues their half-court trap. Stevens for Homestead dribbled it off her foot, but it hit Caselin's leg and went out of bounds last. Stock will bring it to the timeline and across against Bergen. Royst down for Stevens. Pass tipped, but right to Patterson. She'll drive the baseline, shoot it, miss it, foul called. Sander with her second. Patterson shoots 2 for Homestead in the game, 3 out of 4 for the season, 75%.
Yeah, tough break for the Tigers that time. They were in the half-court trap. They deflected the ball, and it ended up going right to Patterson at the elbow, and she made a strong move to the hoop and drew the foul on Sander.
Patterson up there to shoot 2, looking for her 16th point, and she has it. She averages 25 a game. She shoots 60% from the field. And again, we've seen her make 12, 14, 15-footers, so she's not just shooting layups. 17 now for Ayanna Patterson. She is 5 out of 6 at the line. Homestead leads 38-24. Krebs in the center circle. Right side Stevens, right in front of the Warsaw coaches. Out top to Bergen, left side to Sander, out beyond the NBA arc. Oh, they have Bergen open. They get it to her. She shoots it. It's blocked by Royst. Bergen got it back. Finds a cutting Egoff, who put it up. A whistle and a foul called. Royst is looking around like, what? And I'm looking around going, what? Royst with a foul, her third.
Yeah, I agree with that. Was a strange sequence. Bergen got the ball in the lane, had no idea she was wide open. By the time she realized it, the defense had closed on her, but she found Ava going to the hoop.
Free throw up by Egoff is good. It's her third point. They've all come from the free throw line. She's 3 out of 5. 38-25 Homestead, and now Egoff trying to make it a 12-point game. And that one's up, and it's in and out. And the rebound's grabbed by Stevens for Homestead. 6.5 minutes left to play third quarter. Warsaw down by 13. Stock, left side Patterson at the NBA arc in the left wing. Back out top for Kinsley. Kinsley drives around Egoff, fell down, foul call. It'll be a non-shooting foul out of bounds to the Lady Spartans. Egoff has her third. She's the first Lady Tiger with 3.
Yeah, and that time Kinsley was going down the lane on the right side, and they just kind of undercut her just enough to knock her off balance and put her on the floor.
Stock to throw it in, baseline right on the far end. And lobs it all the way out to Royst. Royst dribbles against Stevens, picks up her dribble, hands it back to Molly Stock. Now left side Patterson. Backdoor cut, too high, too hot for Stock and out of bounds. As they tried to do a little backdoor action, and I think it was open, but the pass was like laser beam straight and loaded.
Yeah, that was well said. They did execute it very well. They got the ball over on the left wing, and then they make the back cut on the far side. But you're right, Patterson really fired that ball and fired it too hard and too high.
Egoff comes out. And Abby Peterson's into the game for Warsaw. Bergen out to Stevens. Stevens driving right, flips it out to Krebs on the right wing, down into Sander on the double team, put it off the glass and good. Over the high school All-America candidate. And the inbound is stolen. Stevens put it up, missed it. Rebound grabbed by Molly Stock. The ball's still loose in the backcourt, picked up by Royce. Chaos reigning here at the Tiger Den. Ahead to Patterson, long pass down court. Sander tipped it away and then saved it in. Or did she? No, apparently not. Out of bounds to the Lady Spartans.
Yeah, the Lady Spartans getting careless with the inbounds down here at this end. Bailey Stevens was right there to tip it loose and gain control, but she couldn't finish.
On the inbounds, they get it to Stevens. Stevens hands back to Stock. She'll dribble it all the way out toward the timeline, then go back to the right for Stevens. 5.5 minutes left to play in the third. Homestead with the ball in an 11-point lead here at the Tiger Den. Out to the top for Stevens. Bounces it to the right for Stock. Patterson pops out between the circles. Drives right, fakes, shoots over Sander, and missed it. An air ball, and out of bounds. It'll belong to Warsaw.
She forced that one a little bit. She got there at the free throw line. She was about 16 feet out, made a little head fake, put the shot up, but you could tell that she wasn't in rhythm and she was off balance.
Well, and Abby Sander came out to contest that one when she had not before. Bailey Stevens hands back to Krebs. She's guarded by Kinsley, trying to drive between two players, got down to the block, up and under, left-handed flip shot, no good. Royce got grabbed, and there's a foul called against Bergen. For a minute, I thought they were not going to call that, and that would have been a huge misjustice. It's out of bounds to Homestead with 4:49 left to play in the third, and the Spartans still up by 11. Royst gets it into Stock. Stock in the middle of the court, still deep in it though. Starts up, then stops, takes it across the line, and then shoves off. Offensive foul. Bailey Stevens was right there in her right hip pocket the whole way up the court, and she just had enough of her being so close.
I think that's a great way of putting it. Stock had done a great job of moving the ball up the court with a couple of quick steps and hesitating, some more quick steps. But then she finally got into the front court, and she'd had enough of it. She gave a little forearm shiver, and Bailey went flying.
Stevens off a screen, drives the right side of the lane all the way in for two. Bailey with 6, and it's 38-29, Homestead. Stock to the center circle, angling right, throws it out for Kinsley, down to Patterson the block, leans back and puts it off the glass and in. What a shot by Patterson. Quickly in transition, Krebs right wing. Back out to Sanner, around to Stevens, now to Peterson. Abby tries the baseline, got cut off. Now to Krebs. Between the circle, Stevens, right side, Sanner. Again, Patterson, arm length away. Bergen had the ball poked off of her hands and out of bounds. I'm sorry, I missaid that. Bergen did not hit the ball last. The Homestead player hit it last. It's out of bounds to Warsaw. Peterson will play it in. Foul line extended right down here below us. She'll bounce it into Bailey Stevens. 4 minutes left to play, third quarter. Homestead leads Warsaw by 11. Bailey puts her head down but can't get very far. Out to Peterson. Peterson lobs to the near sideline for Krebs. Bergen looking around like, how did I end up on the floor? Can somebody account for that for me, please? Stevens to Krebs at the top. 4-3. Good. Kaesler with her third three-pointer. 145 now in her career. And only Kelsey Freds, who's in attendance tonight, has more in the history of the Lady Tigers. Above the foul line, Patterson faces up. Now drives into Sanner. Kicks it in the corner. Kinsley for an open three. In and out. Sanner's got the rebound for Warsaw. Lady Tigers with the ball down by 8. Up at Bergen right wing. Down to the baseline for Peterson. Out to Sanner. She shoots a three-pointer. That's good. Sanner with her 6th of the year. Timeout, Rod Parker. 3:02 left to play in the third quarter, and here come the Lady Tigers. It's 40-35 in favor of Homestead. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Welcome to another exciting year of Tiger basketball. At Rock Hill Pinnock, we enjoy listening to a hard-fought game with excitement and uncertainty at the end. However, uncertainty is exactly the opposite of what you want from a law firm. You want attorneys who know the law, who know how to solve your problem, and can give you the certainty of sound legal advice. That's what we pride ourselves on here at Rock Hill Pinnock. I'm Jay Rigdon, and I'm inviting you to call us at 267-6116 for an appointment to discuss your legal needs. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, car stalls won't start, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, wrecking any state, and need the best rates, take the next step, call records and depth, go with the guy who got the best tools, if you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you, bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, call records and depth, to come get you, remember, when you get in a wreck, call records and depth.
This is Warsaw's Tiger Station. Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
Imagine Abby Sanner in a previous life as a jump shooter, because she has been absolutely lights out for the Lady Tigers from beyond the arc this season. Stock up the sidelines, beats Stevens in the front court inside Patterson, who got behind everybody and lays it up and in.
Man, that was really well executed that time, pushing the ball up court and then getting it to Patterson inside.
Stevens out top, ball knocked into the backcourt. She'll go back to get it. Abby Sanner didn't have a three-point basket in her whole life. 4 years of varsity basketball until this season. Now she's got 6. Stevens picked up her dribble, gives it off to Peterson. Peterson sees an angle into the corner to Bergen. Bergen lobs it out top to Sanner. Sanner now to Krebs. Krebs back to Sanner between the circles against Patterson. Now to Krebs. Out by the volleyball line. 2:15 left to play in the third. Homestead 42, Warsaw 35. Stevens holding against Stock. Near side to Krebs. Krebs out top to Bergen. Right side to Stevens. Bailey holding waist high. Out to Peterson out top. Oh, she mishandled it. Shot a three, shot it short. Rebound tip Stevens. She's got it back in the lane. Oh, it's taken away. Stolen away by Homestead. In transition up the near sideline, Royce. 1:50 left to play in the third. Warsaw has gathered themselves to within 7. Kinsley, left side stop, turning and shooting for 3. Air ball. Patterson the rebound though. Back up and in.
She is so good. She is so strong inside. She gets good position and gets a lot of offensive rebounds.
90 seconds left to play in the third. Warsaw down by 9. Stevens between the circles, faces up to the basket. Now to Peterson. Abby dribbles it once. Looking inside, lobs over the top. Good catch by Bergen. Had her shot blocked. And Patterson comes out of there with it. Stock is the one who blocked it. In transition, Stevens. Alley drives the lane. Shoots over Sander. Foul called. Abby was in great shape, and at the last second, she could not help herself, and she came down, and she's going to get a third foul for it and send Stevens to the free throw line for Homestead.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. Kind of bailed Stevens out because Stevens dribbled in too deep right into where Sander was, but then forced the contact and caused Sander to foul her.
Alley has 10 points. She averages 12 a game. Winchester in for Bergen with 1:09 left in the quarter. Royce is out for Homestead. Bottoms is in. Patterson takes a break, and Sid Freem is into the game. Second one now for Stevens. Up there and in there. And it's 46-35. Lady Spartans approaching a minute to play third quarter. Peterson out top Winchester. At the foul line, Stevens runs into a triple team. Threw it back to Winchester. She had trouble hanging on to it. Into the corner to Peterson. Peterson looks inside. Now trapped in the corner. Got tied up. Whistle, held ball. Arrow belongs to Warsaw.
And that's one thing you can't do, especially against a good, quick team like this. You can't hang on to the ball. You got to recognize what's going on, and you got to move the ball.
If you're trapped, it's too late.
That's a great way of phrasing it.
Stevens into Peterson, right corner, right back at the spot where she just got tied up. Stevens down to Sander on the block. Half hook, left-handed, no good. Rebounded, grabbed by Freem for Homestead. They've got the ball and an 11-point lead with 40 seconds left to play in the third. Bottoms, chased by Krebs. Out to Stock. Stock thinks left and then throws back to Bottoms to the right. Stock on the left wing. Back to the top. Stevens, a long three is short. Long rebound though, no block out by the Lady Tigers. Up the baseline, a flip shot, no good. Tipped and grabbed by Homestead. Kinsley missed it with 15 seconds left. Stevens picks herself off the floor. In transition, Winchester, left corner. Down inside Santa. Back out to Krebs. Wide open three-pointer is rimming. Good! Oh, it hit the rim 4 times. And that's the way the third quarter will end. 46-38. Homestead by 8 after 3. We start the fourth in 60 on News Now Warsaw.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Find out what's happening in your community on In the Know, Saturday mornings at 7 on News Now Warsaw.
After 3, Homestead, the number 1 team in 4A, leads Warsaw 46-38.
Yeah, in that third period, Homestead was just 4 of 10 from the field. They had 4 turnovers. Warsaw was 6 of 12 from the field with just 1 turnover.
They haven't really handled the ball well, but they haven't turned it over because of it. It's hurt their ability to run their offense, but they haven't given up opportunities at the other end. They lob it inside Patterson. Catches blocked by Sander. Oh, they call a foul. Oh, and Lenny Krebs hops off the bench and says, no, no, no. No, no. Sander now with 4 fouls. Will have to take a seat. With 7:50 left to go, Patterson, though, will shoot the first of 2. Boy, that was clean as a whistle.
That was clean as a whistle. You and I had a perfect view of that one.
Patterson shoots and hits it. And Lenny Krebs is as upset and boisterous as you're ever going to see him on the sidelines during a game. We had a perfect view. That's clean, up top, down low, the whole thing. Patterson kind of smiled afterwards. Ayana shoots again. That one's short. Rebound to Winchester for Warsaw. 24 now for Patterson. It's a 9-point Homestead lead. And now a 1-2-2 zone defense here by Homestead. Into the near corner, Krebs. She's trapped. Pass deflected, taken away. You can't throw over the top against this team. In transition, Stevens gathers up for a 3-pointer, and it's good.
Tell you, they got the inside and the outside game.
Timeout called by Warsaw. 7:27 left to play, 4th quarter. It is a full timeout. Homestead leads 50-38. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Oh, it's a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Give us 15 minutes, we'll give you the world. This is News Now Warsaw.
Saturday, a busy day of basketball. Here on News Now Warsaw, it starts for us at 4:55. At 5 o'clock, the boys JV team will take on Valparaiso, who's very highly thought of in Class 4A. That'll be followed by the boys varsity game, then the girls senior night ceremonies, and then the girls game with Concord. And if the girls win that one, they will be outright undisputed Northern Lakes Conference champions. Egoff, Stevens, Peterson, Krebs, and Winchester out there. Sander on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah, how about that? You got 2 freshmen on the court against the #1 team in the state.
Krebs right side. Holding, bounces out to Egoff near the center line. To Stevens at the foul line, back out to Krebs. Now back to Stevens in the center circle. Now Winchester's at the free throw line. Now right side Krebs. It's a 1-2-2 half-court zone defense. They pitch it in the corner to Krebs. Quick touch pass underneath. Patterson runs into the back of Winchester and knocks her over. Ayana with her 3rd. That is only the 3rd foul against the Lady Spartans here in the second half.
Yeah, she knew it as soon as she did it. She just kind of shook her head and looked down at the ground like, what did I just do?
Bergen comes in and Winchester out a minute into the 4th. My sense is somebody with the caliber of athlete that she is, she probably knew right before she made contact, this is not going to end well. Inbounds pass, Egoff. Shakes free. Drives in the lane. Left-handed hook. No good. Rebounded grab by Molly Stock for Homestead. Ahead to Stevens. Stevens picks up her dribble. Throws it back to Stock near the center circle. Looking into Patterson. Gets it to her against Egoff. Runs her over. Whistle. No whistle. He raised his arm to call a charge, and they didn't call it. Patterson puts it in. She's got 26. 52-38. Homestead by 14. Stevens and Lenny Krebs again right in the official's ear. Stevens lobs it back out to Krebs on the right side. Now back out to Bergen, now to Krebs. Stevens will come out to get it. Warsaw down by 14 with 6:15 left to play. Bailey Stevens dribbling to the near side, out to Bergen. Right side Krebs, off a screen, picks up her dribble. Needs help, and a timeout called by Warsaw. Timeout, Lady Tigers. And I think this will be a 30. Yes, we're going to keep it here, Rob, with 6:04 to go, and Homestead now up by 14.
Yeah, Warsaw with a really, really small team on the floor right now as far as height goes. You got Winchester out, you got Sander out, And of course, Homestead recognized that immediately. They just went down low to Patterson that time, who had Egolf on her. And Patterson just kind of powered her way right to the basket. And so a big advantage to Homestead right now as far as height goes.
The sectional draw comes up on Sunday night. That will start at 5 with 1A North, then 1A South, and 2A North, and 2A South, and work their way through the 4A bracket. And we'll have all the brackets with all the teams and all the matchups and site locations right here on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM. Tiger ball right in front of their own bench, 2 minutes into the fourth, down by 14. Bergen will bounce it gently into the backcourt, where it'll be played by Bailey Stevens. And it's still a 1-2-2 half-court zone defense here by the Spartans. Krebs into the corner to Bergen. Down inside Stainer, back out the wing for Krebs. The pass was higher. She'd had a look at a three-pointer. She's already got 4. Krebs trying to get everybody in the right spot. Now to Bailey Stevens. Right sideline Krebs. Back out to Stevens. At the foul line, Egolf dribbles in once, shoots it, missed it. Oh, Egolf goes way up high, and then Patterson just yanks it out of there. It says, no, you are not. In transition, Kinsley picks up her dribble, finds a cutting Stevens. Stevens down to the baseline, Patterson. A head fake on Sander, who's back in, spins the baseline side, fakes again, throws it out. Molly Stock dribbles back and forth. Now to Stevens. Lobs over the top. Patterson catches on the baseline, takes it back in, flipped it up, missed it. Rebound knocked free, and it's Egolf's rebound for the Lady Tigers. In transition, Stevens. Up the far sideline, right in front of the Warsaw bench to Bergen, out top Sander. Sander with a head fake, now to Stevens. 5 minutes to play in the game. Warsaw trails 52-38 to Homestead. Stevens, near sideline Krebs. Lobs to Sander. She'll turn and shoot an 8-footer, and she shot about 5 feet. Rebound came up way short, and Stock has it for Homestead. At the shot, I don't know that we've ever seen her turn and shoot like that.
Yeah, she was very much off balance, kind of left her feet and was floating towards the basket when she shot it.
Stock out top, off a screen, bottoms for 3, way short. Rebound to Sander for the Lady Tigers. Ahead to Stevens. Stevens through the center circle. Right side to Krebs. A jab step, and a look, and some directing, and a skip pass across to Bergen. Bergen now to Stevens. Right side Krebs to the corner right side for Sander. Patterson this time hanging out near the basket. In the right corner, Krebs off the screen, open and shooting and heading for 3. 17 points for Caitlin Krebs. She's now the number 2 all-time leading three-point maker in Lady Tiger basketball history. Patterson got behind Sander and scores again. She's got 28. 54-41 Homestead. Krebs right sideline, out to Egolf. Now to Stevens, now to Bergen. Lobs it out to Krebs, open from 20 straight out. Not this time. Rebound tipped by Bergen and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Spartans.
Yeah, right now Patterson pretty much has free reign under the basket because Sander's got 4 fouls on her. She can't challenge Patterson when she gets the ball down low, and Patterson knows that.
Patterson's shoe came untied, so she is taking care of that. When you're 6'3", it takes a long time to get down there, get that thing tied, and get back up again.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I wouldn't either. No, not at all. Royce trapped. Lobs left side Stevens. She's trapped. Threw it away. Tipped by Stevens. Taken away by Krebs, who then ran into her own teammate, and Krebs comes up limping. A 3 by Stevens is good, and let's check on Caitlin. She ran into her teammate's shoulder, and there's that neck. She's grabbing the back of that neck again.
Yeah, she kind of took it in the side of the head that time, and you're right. She's got a little neck injury there.
That's the one now that 3 times she's had to deal with during the course of games. She stays out there now with 3 minutes to go. Warsaw down 57-41. Bad break there for the Lady Tigers. Looked like they had that one picked off. Krebs left side in transition, a 3 in and out. Egolf tipped it, but Patterson grabs it for Homestead. Outlets ahead to Stock. Stock kicks it out, Stevens. She'll try another 3. That one's no good. Krebs a long rebound for Warsaw. Foul called against Kinsley for Homestead.
Yeah, Homestead, they play in transition regardless of what the score is. Here you would think they're up 16, 3 minutes left. They'd want to use a little clock, but they're firing up the first good look that they get.
And Rod Parker looked at her and went, hands out, like, what are you doing? They've got enough points to win the game right now. They don't need to score anymore. Out top, Stevens. Bailey through the center circle from near side to far slowly. Stock slowly creeping out there in this 1-2-2 zone defense. At the foul line, Sander. She's surrounded right side to Bergen. Back inside to Egoff. Fakes on Patterson, put it up, missed it. Tipped by Sander, grabbed by Sander. Sander, one dribble, powers it up and put it in right in front of the face of Ayanna Patterson. 15 points for Sander. It's a 14-point game. Patterson the other way, off the glass, over Egoff, up and in. 30 for Patterson. And it's 59-43 with 2 minutes left to go. Bergen to the foul line, Egoff shoots an 8-footer and got it. Ava with 5, and the points are flying freely here. It's 59-45. Stock to the timeline, got around Krebs. Into the corner, Kinsley wide open 3, no good. Stevens with the rebound for Warsaw. Stevens up the middle. Angles right, flips it back to Bergen, right back in the corner, Stevens. Stevens drives in, shoots it over Patterson. Foul called on Patterson, her fourth. Peterson felt the contact, and almost like somebody had shot her with a tranquilizer dart. Her body went limp, and she just fell to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, and Rod Parker's yelling at his girls, telling them, look at the scoreboard, look how much time there is. Why are you taking the first shot as soon as you get the ball?
Stevens at the line, 2 for 2 in this game. First one's up and way short. The Lady Tigers look really tired.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think fatigue is setting in.
And a timeout will be called here by Homestead. This will be 8:30. Let's keep it here. I'll say this, and if you want to follow up on it, you are welcome to. If Warsaw has to play 3 games in the sectional and they have to drive all the way to Penn to do it, which they would, if that's the way the draw works out, this team's going to have trouble when they get to Saturday, no matter who they play.
No, I agree. Throughout the season, the ideal is to build some depth. So at tournament time, you've got those girls that you can be rotating in to give your starters a break. And obviously tonight, that hasn't happened because Coach Krebs has really played this 5 almost the entire game.
Winchester's been in a little bit, Peterson a little bit, and that's been it. 1:32 left. Stevens shoots 2. With her team bound by 14. We wondered if they would compete tonight, and they certainly have that.
Absolutely they have.
Bailey shoots the second one. That one's good. Her average is 9. She has 7. 3 out of 4 at the line. Warsaw pressing everywhere. And Kinsley was getting pushed out of bounds and got it back into Royst. And Royst then is fouled by Krebs at midcourt. Caseland with her first. That'll be 6 against Warsaw. With 1:28 left in the fourth. Winchester and Peterson head to the scores table to check in. Oh, and here comes Morgan Nichols into the game for Warsaw. Sanders going to come out. Egoff is now going to take Patterson. And they will lob it in the backcourt to Stock. Molly Stock across the line to Kinsley. Now to the near side for Stevens. Well, Patterson's the best player on the court. There's no doubt about that. But for my money, the player of the game, if we had one, would be Allie Stevens. 17 points, 5 3-pointers. She's been the difference maker. When they've needed a basket, she's been the one to get it. Ava Egoff goes down. She ran into the back of Patterson. And this looks a lot like when she got hurt at Crown Point in that tournament. She got all twisted around. And she told everybody to get away. She didn't want help. And now the training staff from Warsaw will come out and see what they can do for Ava. 1:02 left to play in the fourth quarter. Homestead 59, Warsaw 46.
Well, there's 2 things on a night like this that you want to get out of the game is you want to be competitive and you want to get out of here without injuries.
And it doesn't look like they're going to do that because Ava's still on the floor. sort of trying to roll over. And it's that same hip that she injured in the tournament up at Crown Point. And she is in great discomfort. She is now sitting up. She's trying to breathe.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. She really is. The pain is so great. She's struggling.
And she is now up. Lenny Krebs and Corey Branham helping her to the sidelines. By the way, they called that foul on Stevens. That'll be her second. And oh no, they did not call a foul. I take that back.
Oh, did they let him play through and then just stopped it because of the injury?
Yeah, they didn't call a foul on that.
Oh, Patterson just sent her flying with an elbow that time.
Oh my goodness. A minute to go. Kinsley to Stevens. I think Patterson's had about enough of being in Warsaw. She's ready to go home. Kinsley out near this timeline. Drives in the lane on Morgan Nichols. Back to Patterson. To the center circle for Stock. Now to Stevens. 40 seconds. Now to Patterson. Patterson, pressured by Bergen, got around her but has no interest of going to the basket. 30 seconds. Kinsley, near side of the center circle for Stevens. Now to Patterson against Bergen. Patterson puts on the floor. Picks up her dribble. She needs a helper and she finds Royst. Royst dribbling down to the far side and handing off for Stock. 10 seconds. Looks like Homestead's going to dribble this one out. 7 seconds to go. And the locals are standing up. The Homestead fans are cheering. They once again show you why they are the best team in Indiana. Winners tonight over Warsaw, 59-46. Homestead's now 18-1 on the season. Warsaw falls to 14-6. Post-game coverage begins after this 90-second break on News Now Warsaw.
America has been turned inside out. Red versus blue, left versus right. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So what can